Hey, altering anything. Thanks for your video response and your great question. Um, the external world, it seems to be scandalous, as you said, that philosophy can't provide proof of it. But I think you're also right that we don't really need to ask the question about the external world unless we are beginning with the false premise that there is some uh, dualism, some separation or divide between some thinking substance and some extended substance. If we don't begin with that presupposition, then the question of the external world never arises. The world simply is our experience of it. To be is to be perceived, as Berkeley said. So, but the issue here of the thing in itself, of the noumenal, um, of uh, ideas, this question doesn't go away because the thing in itself wasn't really the external world. Um, the question isn't what is beyond phenomena, what is behind phenomena. The question is what is before phenomena. What is the light that shines upon being and reveals it? So the thing in itself was really right at the center of our own act of knowing, of our own attempts to come to know a world. And so it's the I, um, first person pronoun that is the thing in itself. And also that it is the uh, cause of thinking, or thinking is itself the I. Like, you're never aware of thinking, you're aware of thoughts, but thinking is the process of coming to awareness itself, and you can't reach that and view it as an object because it is what allows you to view objects to begin with, whether they're objects of thoughts, ideas, or objects of perception in the world. Um, so, though Heidegger is right that the meaning of the world is the world itself, the one who knows the meaning is somehow not of the world, not of nature. Um, Light, that which shines light upon phenomena so that they can be brought forth. The light is coming from, you know, the sun, you could say, but it's beyond Earth, beyond what we consider, what we normally consider the physical, phenomenal world, phenomenological world. It's somehow transcendental. Um, and yeah, I mean, I've also been reading Husserl and his Transcendental Phenomenology, so probably just gave myself away. But so it's in this video that you're responding to, I would say again that when we come to know an object in the world, we need both the perception of the phenomenological object in our sensory experience, but also the conception of the eternal objects, or the idea, the form, um, that provides the concept in which we can understand, with which we can understand the perceptual object. And unless we can remember the idea as we encounter the object, we have no concept with which to grasp the object, and so there is no object. Um, so, this isn't to fall back into a Cartesian dualism. It's just to point out that there are, um, if there are objects which show themselves in the world, there must also be a light shining upon the objects to reveal them, or an eye to see them. Um, and so we can't simply reduce the eye to the world. We still have to realize that there is, I would say there is a spiritual element in our experience of the world. Um, and that's just a way of speaking it. It's not as though there were three separate things: an I, substance, something called experience, and then a world. This trinity is inextricably intertwined, and I describe it as three things only because language uh, requires that I do so. But in a similar way, that the act of thinking itself can never be thought. Um, what philosophy aims to uncover can never be spoken, at least not finally. It's the act of speaking that is the truth that the philosopher, or that any philosophy is really speaking about or searching for. Um, and so the philosopher can only exemplify the truth of, um, can only exemplify the truth by revealing something with every sentence that is uttered. The philosopher or the poet or the truth speaker, in whatever form they may take. And the question of time, Heidegger said that the essence of the human being is its existence. So it doesn't really have a fixed essence, because existence is the capacity we have to endure, or just the fact that we endure through time. So existence is temporal, and essences are what allow this extension to take place in time, this endurance to take place. But the thing about the way that we endure in the world is that at any given moment, we are not in a simple cross-section of time in the present, here and now. Every moment of experience, of existence, is spread between past, present, and future. The past gives us certain habits and even certain obligations, but the future opens certain possibilities to us, certain courses of action, certain ways of unfolding are present with us, just as much as the past is present with us. And so we endure. Our essence as endurance is an opening to a realm beyond what is merely present. So I think Heidegger, in describing things this way, and I'm certainly interpreting it in my own words, is Heidegger's pointing out that the realm of ideas, that Plato discussed and that has been carried forth throughout all of philosophical history, is still relevant. It's just Heidegger pulled it into existence and said that this is how the eternal functions in time for us as human beings who exist in the world. It functions by opening us to this temporal horizon that includes the past and the future. Thoughts, memories, and ideals or goals. We're kind of sandwiched with both of these, and they always influence us. So yeah, hopefully you resonate with some of that and were able to follow. Let me know what you think, and thanks again for your response. Looking forward to hearing what you think about that. Take it easy.